Mini Pocket Printer, a small handheld device that prints photos or notes directly from a smartphone without ink cartridges, is now a common tool among students of all ages. These devices use Zinc Zero Ink technology, which stands for zero ink, a printing method developed and patented by Zinc Imaging that stores color-forming dye crystals directly inside the paper itself. When heat is applied by the printer, those crystals activate and produce a full-color image without any separate ink or toner. The prints are smudge-proof and water-resistant, which makes them practical for sticking into notebooks or planners. Students use them to print reference images, study flashcards, and condensed notes that can be physically handled and organized rather than scrolled through on a screen. The entire device is light enough to carry in a bag alongside regular school supplies and connects to a phone wirelessly through Bluetooth. For students who retain information better through physical materials, this bridges the gap between digital notes and printed ones without requiring access to a full-sized printer. Electric eraser, a rotating eraser tip housed inside a pen-shaped casing, removes pencil marks with far greater precision than a standard rubber eraser ever could. The mechanism works by spinning the eraser tip at a controlled speed, which lifts graphite cleanly from the paper surface in a concentrated area without disturbing the marks surrounding it. This level of precision is particularly useful when correcting detailed diagrams, labeled scientific drawings, or mathematical work where erasing one part of a calculation without smudging adjacent numbers is important. Art students working with shading and pencil rendering also find it valuable because the fine tip can erase highlights into shaded areas, a technique that is nearly impossible to achieve with a traditional eraser. The device runs on small batteries and uses replaceable eraser refills that are widely available and inexpensive. The mechanical simplicity of the design means it requires no setup and is ready to use immediately. Smart Pen, a pen that simultaneously writes on paper and creates a synchronized digital record of everything written, represents a meaningful shift in how students can approach note-taking. The technology works through a combination of a tiny infrared camera. The camera reads the position of the pen on the page thousands of times per second and reconstructs the exact path of every stroke as a digital file. Some models also record audio through a built-in microphone and link specific audio moments to the exact words being written at that time. So reviewing notes later also gives access to what was being said in the room at that precise moment. The digital files sync automatically to companion apps and can be exported as searchable PDFs, which allows a student to search their own handwritten notes by keyword. For students sitting through long lectures with dense content, the combination of physical writing and automatic digital backup removes the pressure of having to choose between the two. Portable Document Scanner, a handheld battery-powered scanner, can digitize a full page of text or images in a matter of seconds and produce a result that is noticeably cleaner than a smartphone photograph of the same page. The reason for this difference comes down to how each device captures the image. A phone camera introduces lens distortion, uneven lighting, and shadow from the angle of capture, particularly when photographing a page that curves in a bound book. A dedicated scanner uses a flat, controlled light source and a linear image sensor that moves steadily across the page, capturing consistent resolution from edge to edge. For students who regularly work with printed textbooks, physical research materials, or handwritten notes that need to be digitized and filed, this difference in quality matters over time. The scanned files are typically saved as PDFs or JPEGs and transferred to a computer or phone through a wireless connection or USB cable. The devices are compact enough to fit in a standard school bag. Desk organizer with wireless charging. A physical workspace that is visually cluttered has been shown in studies published by the Princeton Neuroscience Institute to limit the brain's ability to focus by competing for neural resources in the visual cortex. A desk organizer that incorporates a wireless charging pad directly into its surface addresses both the organizational problem and the device charging problem without adding an additional object to the desk. Wireless charging in consumer products operates on the Qi standard, developed by the Wireless Power Consortium, which uses electromagnetic induction to transfer energy between a transmitting coil in the surface and a receiving coil inside a compatible device. A phone placed on the charging area powers up without any cable connection while the student continues working. The organizer sections hold pens, small notebooks, and other supplies in designated spaces that keep the desk surface clear.